Hi, I'm Len Schroeder from Bloomer's Home and Garden Center. We're going to talk about algae in your pond. Oh, yuck. Is your pond pea soup green? Has it been? Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to start with a couple of things. First of all, Algae Fix is going to take care of and kill that free-floating algae. You all know what algae is, right? No? Algae is actually a plant. So what happens is if you feed your fish too much, you're going to end up creating ammonia. Ammonia is going to go through your filter, and basically what's going to come out is fertilizer for your algae. Cool it with feeding your fish so much. You don't want to do more than maybe 2-3 times a week. Those of you that have grandchildren, hope they have small hands, because again, they can be poisoning the fish if they put too much in, because that ammonia can actually be toxic and kill your fish. But the issue is the filter is going to do its job, but it's going to spit out fertilizer, which is safe for your fish, but it's going to make your pond green. Algae Fix is something that'll control that. Think of it like an herbicide for your pond that's safe for your fish and for your plants. Okay, you can use that, and that'll control all that algae. It'll kill it, but you still have to decide, now what do I do? What you need to do next, AccuClear. AccuClear is a flocculant. What that means is anybody who has a pool, they know when their pool is cloudy. And the same thing with ponds, is that you can put this product in and it gathers all of those parts together, and then it goes and it will drop it down to the bottom so that it will decompose and your filter can take it up and it can actually naturally just basically disintegrate. After that, to help it along, you want to use Pondzyme. Pondzyme is a powder. It's actually more like flakes, and that you mix it into like a 5-gallon bucket, and then you pour it all around your pond. And it's called zyme because it's like an enzyme that will break down all of the things that are dropping into your pond, and fish waste, weeds, all the debris, and that it will also take care of that dead algae, and it will break that down. And basically, it's like, think of it as like tiny little like Rid-X that you hear about for a septic, but it's for your pond. Now, another type of algae which is not free-floating algae, that's going to be string algae. It's real long. It looks just like that. It looks like string or hair that's coming from your waterfall or on your rocks, and it basically is anchored to those rocks, but it's floating into your pond. You need to turn your pond off, and you need to use this product right here. Now this product, if any of you that have had, I talked to Aaron, who's on cameraman today duty, there you go, and then we were talking about how it's almost acts like the way that you go and you clean a battery. Those guys that have older cars, they know. You go and you take baking soda and you put it onto your terminals, and then it kind of like foams up and it cleans all that battery acid out. Same type of thing with this product, that it will foam up, it'll get rid of that string algae, and it's really, besides physically removing it, where it can come back rather quickly, this will take care of it and get rid of it. Now you got to keep your pond off for a while, so make sure you don't have your fish where they're, keep an eye on them so they're not sucking up at the top. You want to just make sure that you clean it up, and again, you're going back to Algae Fix after you put it in, because it's going to be cloudy. AccuClear, I'm sorry, I said Algae Fix, I mean AccuClear. That AccuClear will help everything go to the bottom. But if you have free-floating algae, you want to use Algae Fix. What a pain. You got to take care of your pond. It requires things. You want to do one thing? Won't have to do this? Follow me. UV sterilizer. Right here. Put in a UV sterilizer. You'll have your upfront costs in the beginning. Yes, they're expensive. Yes, you need to take care of them. But it's only once or twice a year, where you may replace the bulb every other year. You want to make sure they're taken apart so you don't have water in them over the winter, but you won't have an algae problem. The other thing is to make sure that you're using plants. Oxygenators specifically, like anacris or like this parrot's feather. This is a floating plant. Now I'm going to put this in the water and we're going to take a look at what it does. Can you see that, Aaron, or is it too much reflection? So what it does is it grows towards the surface, and that it produces oxygen in the water so that it competes with the algae, and it's important for your fish. You should have 20% coverage of plants in your pond, even more if you can, because your water will stay clear, it'll stay nicer, it'll do better the more plants you have. You'll notice anybody who has out there that has a pond with lots of plants in it, their water is crystal clear. And a lot of times they don't have a UV, they don't have to deal with algae or anything like that, because the plants starve off the algae, because your filter is taking in ammonia and then it's changing it into a form that the plants use to grow. And you're not growing algae, you're growing marginal plants, you're growing water lilies, you're growing lotus, you're growing all those fun plants, even plants that attract hummingbirds and butterflies. Make sure you're putting in plants in your pond. It's another part of your plants that also fish lay their eggs in them. And that it's something that fish are looking for. They don't want a pool, they want a pond. And ponds generally have a little bit of algae coated on the side. And I can't stress enough, too much food is a mistake. Turn them into vegetarians. Make them help you out. Have them clean the sides using themselves, and that they'll go and they'll eat off of the sides, because they're scavengers by nature. Even fancy schmancy koi are scavengers by nature. You can, yes, feed them and supplement feed them, but don't overdo it. It's Len from Bloomers. See you in the garden.